Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Josh Cast, the first and, in fact, the only movie podcast on the internet that is a true fact. My name is Josh, and I'm here with my co-host.
What's up, guys? I'm Chris Connell. You know who it is. The best melee player in NA East. And today, uh, it's not an Oscar episode. We're
Yeah,
looking at
you. This is our first recommendation episode.
yes, this is our first recommendation episode. I uh started us off with recommending Josh a little ditty from 2019 named "The Strangers Pray at Night."
Um, why don't you tell us what that movie's about?
So, "The Strangers Pray at Night" 28. It came out in 2018. It was directed by Johannes Roberts, who was famous for also directing the newest Resident Evil movie, which I am not that big of a fan of, but I know people like it, and
Uh,
the two 47 meters down movies, and he did one of the shorts for VHS 99, which VHS 99 was pretty okay. It was pretty good. And it stars Bailey Madison, Lewis Pullman, and Christina Hendricks. Those are the it in the cast of the
I
movie.
I assumed that's what you meant when you said starring.
They act in the movie.
That's what actors do, in fact.
Um, this is a movie about a family who is a mother, a father. There's a mother, a father, a daughter, and a younger brother. And I'm not gonna lie, they're supposed to be high school students, but the brother specifically looks like he's 30. I'm not gonna lie,
That's just every teenager
but
in any
that's
movie.
yeah. But it's about this family that goes on a road trip to bring the daughter to her new boarding school because she did something mischievous in her past, and they're sending her away. But they stop to rest overnight at their uncle and aunt's, uh, like I don't know what is it, like a
It's
camping
like a
ground,
trailer park.
yeah, trailer park, sure. But when they get there, no one's there because it's past. Is it Labor Day or Columbus Day?
I don't know.
Whenever people stop like going out, it was past then. So it was supposed to be just the two people. Anyways, they get there and it's late, so they decide not to check in with the aunt and uncle. Uh, Go to bed, and then they keep hearing a knock on the door, and there's these three killers who hunt this family down and try to kill them, and ending with the two kids surviving, the two parents dying, but the two kids killing all three of the attackers and driving away together. I think they end up at a hospital or something at the end,
Yeah.
possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was I thought it was a pretty good movie. Why don't we go into our ratings? I'm still doing out of 10 because
Gotcha.
I'm stubborn.
I
So,
will.
actually, yeah, why don't you go first? We should have the person who recommends it go
Right.
first.
Yeah. So I recommended this movie, and boy, oh boy, do I like this movie. I rated it a 4.5 out of 5, which is in Josh terms a 9 out of 10.
Correct terms.
Correct. I wouldn't say that, but we'll agree to disagree. I definitely like this movie a lot more than most people, but it's just a great, like, 80-minute slasher.
Yeah, I definitely understand why you rate it so high. I didn't quite love it as much. I still thought it was like a really fun movie. Um, like I gave it a 6 out of 10, which is still like an enjoyable movie for me. I just didn't like overly love it.
Right.
But it is on the higher end of six, towards seven.
No, Josh,
Yeah, what's
I
up?
I recommended this movie to you,
Hmm.
and I just wanted to ask you some questions about the movie, uh, because it's beloved by me, and I'm just
Yeah.
curious about about your opinions on some scenes and some performances and some choices that they make in the movie.
Yeah, there are many of those.
That's true. So I I'd like to start off with the most famous scene and my favorite scene, the pool scene.
The pool scene.
What was your opinion on the pool scene?
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I think there were two parts of it that I really well, actually there are three parts. For one, just the lighting of the scene was really sick with the neon lights as well as the pool lights, creating a really interesting atmosphere.
Uh huh.
But as far as like actual like scenes, in that or moments in that scene that I really enjoyed, the whole underwater fight I thought was great. Um, with them wrestling over the knife.
Yes.
Um, and then I really enjoyed the fake out of um him being pulled from the pool and you thinking it's the killer, but it's actually his sister.
I I really like that part. It works. It works very well on a first watch. I feel.
Yeah, I think it leaves you just on that shot of him just floating there just long enough to like clue you in that something's off and that this isn't just gonna be him dying here bleeding out. Um, but I think they make it just long enough to make the actual sister showing up um make that be more impactful.
I agree. I agree. I think that the scene is perfect because, um, just the way that it's shot. I mean, with the camera dipping in and out of the water while they wrestle for the knife, with
Yeah,
the audio cutting in and out of the um. Oh, what's the name of the song? Uh.
I don't know.
Oh shoot! I have it on my playlist. It's. I'll think of it, but it's a great song. And the way that it's shot, uh, obviously the audio, which I already said, and just the struggle between characters. It's a very interesting scene.
Something I really enjoyed in this movie was our protagonists, they actually get W's and kill the killers.
I
Um
Yeah, I think that's so awesome. Like, especially if you had seen the first one, which I don't know if you've seen the first one. Have you?
no, I didn't watch it.
The first one kind of paints them as like this unkillable, like serial killer, great serial killer family. And then just like watching that one and then being like that, because the first one, while in my opinion a little boring, is very effective with its being scary because there aren't any jump scares. Like there will just be the main girl walking around the house, and then you'll see the bagman like appear and then walk back into the shadows, and it's very effective to scare the audience. But in this one, it's just great to see like our main character just beat the shit out of that killer. Like when you're first watching this and he kills the um pinup pinup girl,
Yeah.
like it feels so good because that like she killed his mom and it's just so rejuvenating and you're like, whoa, like she's dead, like he just killed one of them.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked when it happened. I wasn't expecting him to actually just full on kill her there.
Yeah, I think that there are way too many horror movies that um just have a main character winning the fight and then they just get up and leave. Like I know it's a stupid trope, but also it's just I hate when it happens in movies.
Yeah, I also I think there's not enough slasher movies where the characters actually fight back.
Yes, that's so true.
Um, yeah, one on that note, one thing that I wasn't crazy about, but I still kind of understand, earlier in the movie was, um, the mom's death, because I understand she wanted to make sure that the daughter ran away, but you can do that while trying to not die.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I also have that problem. Like, I'm sorry. If I'm in that mom situation, I am mollywopping the fuck out of that pinup girl. Like, she is going down. Like, I'm sorry. Just also like you just let your daughter escape. Okay, she's literally out of the house or the trailer,
Mhm.
and then she's just like, all right, now time to get stabbed in my in this bathroom and die. And it's like, come on, put up more of a fight than what she did. It just feels a little cheap.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Um, Now I would like to touch on that the Stranger series is getting rebooted. I don't know if you've heard.
Really?
Yeah, so they're rebooting it, and they're making three movies. They're making a trilogy of Stranger movies, and
Okay.
I believe that I believe that chapter one has already been fully made, and they're making. I don't know if they're making. I think that chapter one has been fully filmed, and so has chapter two, and they're on chapter three right now. Because I believe that I heard that they wanted to release them all within a year,
Interesting.
which sounds great if I'm being honest. Because um, the last big franchise, or not big franchise, but big horror movies that did that were the Fear Street movies. Did you watch those?
Yeah, yeah,
And they
they're
were
really
really
good
good.
ones.
Those were really good movies. And
Well, I mean, X and Pearl kinda did that, right?
yeah,
They
yeah.
were released pretty soon after.
And I know you don't like X, which I understand. I enjoyed X. Um,
Well, I enjoyed it, I just also have some big problems with it that take away from some of that enjoyment.
I understand. I really like Mia Goth. She's a great actor. But
Agreed.
Pearl, I think you would like Pearl because Pearl is literally just um, Mia Goth just acting and being crazy, which is like my favorite genre of movie. If I'm being
Mhm.
honest, like she's really good at acting, and I'm pretty sure she co-wrote it with the guy who directed it. And I'm
Really?
super excited for Maxine, which is the third movie in that trilogy coming out next year.
Yeah, I think I'll probably I wanna try and, at least check Pearl out, and if I like it, I'll probably watch Maxine.
Uh huh. I think Maxine will be good.
Getting back to, The Strangers Pret Night, um, another scene I really enjoyed was the whole scene with the police officer, and the kind of the car fight.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I I like the shot where the killer is sitting on the ground and she has a shotgun pointing at her. I think that's a
Mhm.
great shot.
When she pulls that trigger, ah, that's such euphoria.
Yeah, it is for real.
Um, that also is a follow-up to an earlier plot point, um, where she I forget who she says it to, but, um, it's something along the lines of she doesn't really know if she can use a gun.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, it was whenever they got the revolver.
yeah. Um, that is a great scene.
And then of course, was it Bagman? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Um, Bag Bagman comes up and in his pickup and starts ramming the police cruiser.
yeah, which um is very menacing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but he's a total idiot and gets stuck on the police cruiser,
Yeah,
allowing for what's his character's name? Kinsey, I
I
think.
think it's Kinsley. Is
That's
it?
what it says on Letterbox, Kinsey.
I thought it was Kinsley for some reason.
Well, it says Kinsey, so I'm saying Kinsey.
Go.
Um, allowing for Kinsey to just light both the cars on fire with him in it. That was awesome.
Yeah, but it doesn't kill him because later,
No, no.
later we find out that after she picks up Luke, I think his name was, she brings him into a car, or they catch a ride or something. No, wait. Do they have a car? Yeah, they have a car, and uh,
No.
no.
You are retelling it wrong.
Do they? Is there like a mother and daughter that find them?
What happens is Kinsey starts walking away from the burning cars. And then it's revealed that Bagman isn't actually dead and starts driving the car after her.
Uh huh.
Um,
I think
where
the
he gets out of the car, and then he has a fake out death
yeah,
before she is then found by a mother and daughter.
yeah,
But he's back.
yes. I think the look of the half exploded Bagman looked cool because it's like the bag is like charred to his face. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's a really cool effect. And then our movie concludes with our two main heroes at a hospital receiving medical care.
Yeah, I really appreciated the touch of her having a bit of PTSD from uh the the doctor knocking on the door at the end.
Yeah, yes, because the famous thing with the strangers is that they knock on the door and then ask, "Is
Yeah.
camera home?" Which that's a good touch at the end.
I feel like I had a point I really wanted to make about the car scene. Oh, wait, I remember. Um so going back to the car scene real quick, something I really wanted to touch on that I really appreciated was how the movie it plays with your expectation of how movies work, because she lit the cars on fire, and you know, in a movie you're just supposed to assume, oh, the character's dead now. But in reality, I mean, they aren't going to die instantly from that. You know,
Yeah,
people take a while to die.
true.
Um, so I really appreciated that. It wasn't just insta death,
Yeah,
and that the specifically Bagman had a lot of durability and really fought it out to the bitter end.
all right. Now, you know, I heard that you weren't too happy with the missing revolver.
Yes, yes. So pretty early on in the movie, they get a revolver from the uncle's house. Um, that's important because it's the way that they are able to defend themselves from the killer, um, and how they drive them off the first time. Um, Eventually, when the son meets up with the daughter, They go hide out in another trailer, um, and they set down the revolver, right?
Yeah.
Um, Before, like, a few minutes later, the scene gets dramatically cut off by Bagman ramming the car into the trailer through the wall,
Yes.
and they go running out.
Yeah.
Um, so when I was watching that, I was like, I'm pretty sure they didn't grab the revolver, right? So, um, surely that has to play into it at some point. And I was right, they don't have the revolver.
Yeah.
Okay. The the problem is that's such a small detail, um, that they don't happen to pick it back up when they run away, but they then never bring it up in the future.
Yeah.
And it was at times I literally thought I was literally gaslighting myself to think, "Oh, wait, they actually might have it." Because otherwise they would have brought it up by now. So it's probably gonna be like a dramatic, like, oh, last moment she pulls out the revolver and shoots them.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I see that angle, but also me watching it, I'm a little dummy, so I was like, I totally forgot about the revolver until I looked at your
That's a
review
skill issue.
and you were talking about the missing revolver, and I was like, oh, I guess you're right. It does go missing. So I did not even notice that until you said something about it. But it's still the movie still works for me. I mean, there's so many
Yeah.
uh, great great parts of the movie that taking that away is kind of minute at the end.
Yeah. I mean, at the end, it's a nitpick, but it was something that detracted from the experience for me.
I understand that. I've There's plenty of movies where I feel the same way about stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris, is there anything else you want to like bring up about the movie?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't take notes this time.
Me neither. I think we need to start taking notes.
Well, this was before I knew that we were doing this for the podcast.
Yeah,
You just said, "Hey, you should watch this movie," so I did.
yeah,
But in the future, I will be taking notes.
I will too.
Well, I believe that's going to wrap up our discussion of The Strangers Pray at Night.
I believe it does.
Yeah, so next week we will be diving into another movie that has some Oscar buzz. This is going to be a big one. A movie I've actually somehow not seen uh, yet, even though I absolutely love the first one. Um, it's a movie about my favorite superhero, and I think it's yours too, Chris.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Yes. So we both love Spider-Man. So next week we are covering Spider-Man Lotus.
Could you imagine?
Just kidding. We're covering Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Ugh,
Um, I'm very excited for this one.
me too. And I've already seen it twice. I'm excited to rewatch it.
Yeah. Hope you all will join us. That's going to be a fun
That
episode.
is going to be a fun episode. Follow us on Letterboxd. Bye.